With this WVLI News Update, I'm Rob West, back with a look at today's news right after this.
Stay connected to your community, even on the go. The WVLI Podcast Network brings you 3 great local shows. The WVLI News Update keeps you informed. Kankakee Valley Community Happenings gets you ready for the weekend. And This One Time in Kankakee shares the incredible stories of our area. Find the WVLI Podcast Network wherever you get your podcasts or at WVLI927.com. The voices you trust beyond the dial.
Day 9 of testimony in the Xandria Harris murder trial in Kankakee County Circuit Court saw Harris take the stand in her own defense Wednesday. Our Jake LaMore was there. He filed this report.
Rob, during 2 hours of direct testimony, Harris detailed an 8-year history of abuse, choking, and emotional control by Sullivan starting in 2016. Recalling the night of the shooting, Harris testified that an intoxicated Sullivan, high on pills and facing active warrants, held her at gunpoint inside room 308, demanding she lie to officers at the door. Harris told the jury she felt trapped between Sullivan's wrath and the police. She testified she attempted to disarm the situation by pulling a drum clip out of a firearm to prevent Sullivan from shooting, insisting she never cocked a weapon, touched Sergeant Ripmanick's gun, or wanted to help Sullivan escape. Under sharp cross-examination, Kankakee County State's Attorney Jim Rowe focused on major inconsistencies in Harris's actions during and after the shooting. The state pressed her on why she never called 911, lied to officers about who was inside, and stepped directly over Officer Tyler Bailey's body while fleeing the hallway with her children. Prosecutors also noted that while Harris left behind her children's coats, formula, and car seats, the firearm and drum clip were packed into a bag and taken to Indiana, where she stayed with Sullivan before turning herself in. Defense attorney Sierra Norris will bring clinical psychologist Dr. Brooke Loeffner to the stand this morning, who will testify to a psychological exam she performed on Harris in 2023. The trial is supposed to wrap up Friday, and jury deliberations will begin. I'm Jake LaMore.
Good news as you take another sip of coffee. A new study shows coffee drinkers being associated with a healthier body composition. Michael Kastner reports.
Serving coffee with a crawler, Dunkin' doesn't take a lot of skill.
Researchers at the University of Oulu in Finland say those who drank more coffee for the most part had lower levels of body fat and greater skeletal muscle mass. The study looked at more than 2,200 people who were 46 years old with similar body mass index. Researchers say the results could push further studies to determine whether coffee itself caused any of the biological differences. I'm Michael Kastner.
Paxton police report they've arrested a 44-year-old Paxton woman after she was allegedly caught skimming money from a school boosters club account. In a press release, Paxton police say that they were contacted by Paxton Buckley Lotus Schools to investigate what they thought were fraudulent activities on a PBL Coral Boosters Club bank account. Paxton police say the investigation allegedly found some 60 ATM withdrawals from the account between June the 29th and August 17th of this year, totaling about $21,000. Tuesday of this week, Paxton police arrested Tara Long, charged her with theft of between $10,000 and $100,000. Crews are still working to restore power to thousands of customers in northwest Indiana, that after last week's storms. NiSource Group Utility President Melody Birmingham says that these aren't simple repairs.
These are systems that are being rebuilt. These are lines that ordinarily take us, and systems that ordinarily take weeks or months, that we are trying to accomplish in days and or weeks.
Northern Indiana Public Service Company, or NIPSCO, says that it is working around the clock to resolve the issues, including bringing in assistance from out of state. The latest outage map shows only a handful of NIPSCO customers in our listening area still without power. Company expects power to be restored to their remaining customers by midnight Monday morning. Today, we celebrate the invention of what you're listening to right now. Bree Tennis has more.
It's National Radio Day, recognizing the device that brings you news and music throughout the day. For free, I might add. First used by the military, it joined our lives in the 20s. Back in the day, we gathered around the radio for news, comedy shows, mysteries, and stories. Think War of the Worlds with a Martian invasion. Now it's an automatic part of life. Flip on the radio, and we are here for you. I'm Bree Tennis.
During Wednesday morning's meeting of the Kankakee County Board's Executive Committee, County Clerk Dan Hendrickson cleared up some confusion about the vote-by-mail card that his office recently sent out to every registered voter in the county. Hendrickson was asked about the rationale behind the lifetime vote-by-mail option.
If you're a person that may have mobility issues and you just want to be sent a ballot all the time so you don't have to go through the hassle of requesting it for every election, or, we are a nation of convenience now, so people want to vote in a manner which is best suited for themselves. So, and that may be, rather than having to go to one of our early voting locations or going to their polling place on election day, they want to sit at their kitchen table and cast their ballot and do all their research while they're looking up the candidates.
Hendrickson was asked about voters who pass away. He noted since his office handles death certificates, he gets notification anytime a registered voter dies.
Also, for those ballots that come back, we do check signatures. So we're checking the signature on the application affidavit that is part of the envelope. We check that to the what we have on the voter file.
Hendrickson added that in 2024's election, his office had about 10% of the ballots that were brought in with some questions, so those voters had to come in and verify that it really was their ballot before it was counted. Kankakee City Council Monday night voted to pass a resolution to enter into an agreement with Stantec Consulting Services to help with the relicensing of the hydroelectric plant on the Kankakee River. Mayor Chris Curtis says it's a multi-year process.
The hydro dam, we have to relicense. It expires in 2028. It's a 40-year license, so that was initially done under Mayor Russ Johnson in 1988. It's about a 5-year commitment to have each year of the attributes that you have to look at with the dam for safety, for wildlife, working with DNR, working with the Army Corps of Engineers. And so we're in about year 4 of that relicensing.
Mayor Curtis added the license renewal will last another 40 years. It'll cost the city about $88,000 to have Stantec's help to relicense it. Once the dam is fully operational again, it's expected to generate anywhere from $300,000 to $450,000 in annual revenue for the city. During Wednesday morning's meeting of the County Board's Executive Committee, County Administrator Anita Speckman gave the committee an update on where things stand with insurance reimbursement following the March tornado. Speckman said so far, insurance has been good in paying for the damage done to county vehicles.
In terms of invoices that I've received from the vehicle repair shops, I've had 13 that I've processed out of 54. I got an additional supplemental payment on the buildings earlier this week and a report as to where they're at with the estimates. But unfortunately, the sheriff's building, schools, and public health buildings, they still have blank. They're still working on what that estimate is.
Speckman pointed out that's a problem since those are the biggest county-owned buildings, but added she hopes to have those numbers known soon. The Illinois Tollway Authority giving the green light to the largest toll rate hike in state history. Governor J.B. Pritzker says he's all for the rate hike.
Let's be clear. We want to make sure that our roads are pothole-free, that we're making sure to build more so that we can build our economy across the state of Illinois.
The Tollway Board voted to raise the fares for the first time in nearly 15 years. Passenger vehicles will see a 45-cent per toll increase, while commercial vehicles will experience a 30% boost. The new rates go into effect January 1st of next year. The extra funds to pay for a 15-year, more than $26 million capital investment program. The next Currents of Kankakee Park cleanup is this Saturday. Organizer Stephanie Vanderweide with the details.
The Currents of Kankakee will be at Beckman Park on August 22nd from 9 to 11 to clean and beautify the park. You can sign up by searching for the Currents on Facebook.
Trash grabbers, trash bags, gloves, and water will be provided. They say you can take along your own yard tools if you'd like to spruce up the landscaping. In sports, Sox salvaged the last game of the Crosstown Series with the Cubs, winning yesterday's game 3-0 at Wrigley Field. Sox host the Braves tonight. The Cubs have the day off. Cards lost yesterday 5-4 to the Reds. They wrap up that series today. Chicago Fire FC beat Orlando City 2-1 Thursday. Fire take on the Red Bulls on Saturday. Chicago Sky hosts the Valkyrie tomorrow night. And in preseason NFL action, the Bears visit the Bengals on Saturday. That is a check of news and sports here on this Thursday. Have a good rest of your day. Be safe, everybody. I'm Rob West.
In honor of my grandfather, Franklin Weber's recent passing, we're revisiting the pilot episode of This One Time in Kankakee.
This one time in Kankakee, I was run over with a tractor.
Featuring unreleased audio and new details, it's the story of a father's sacrifice that brought my grandfather 93 beautiful years. Listen now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.